Welcome! Today we're talking about this beautiful 2017 Infiniti QX30 Sport, one of the rarest, I guess more modern versions of the Infiniti products that you'll find. 2017 was actually the first year of the QX30. It's a subcompact crossover, so being a subcompact, it's actually even smaller than our compact QX50. So it was the smallest vehicle in our product line. Unfortunately, in 2019, it was dropped from our product line, and we don't have a vehicle to replace it. Since then, we do not have a subcompact crossover. So, really a cool, unique vehicle. I think one of the reasons why it was discontinued, this was made in conjunction with Mercedes. It's actually largely based off the Mercedes GLA platform. The GLA is a product from Mercedes that's also a subcompact crossover. So even though it does share DNA in some of the bones and mechanical bits, it really does have its own personality, its own styling, unique to the QX30. I really love these vehicles. I was here, when selling them when they were brand new, and it's really hard to find nice pre-owned examples. And this one is a beautiful example, clean Carfax, 43,000 miles, and it's a very rare sport package. Most of the QX30s that we have around here in our area are all-wheel drive, and the all-wheel drive QX30s are kind of a different theme. They kind of have more of like a crossover SUV look, or the sport version of the QX30 like this has more of like a sporty hatchback look. And I'll talk to you more about that when we go over the exterior styling. We have a copy of the original build sheet on this one. This one is very nicely equipped with features. The original MSRP was $42,180. This has a sport leather package that was $1,500, giving you these Napa leather seating and heated seats. And you get the stitched dash insert for the dashboard, front passenger seat storage, black Dymanica headliner and A-pillar, leatherette door, center console, dash, trim, and stitching. Then we have the sport navigation package, which gives you navigation. We have a moonroof. And the rest of the options are actually pretty standard in the QX30. The QX30 Sport was one of their range-topping trim levels, so it's not, unlike some of the QX30s, which were a little bit more basic, the QX30 Sport has a lot of standard equipment. Not too many options on this one. And these Sport bucket seats are unique to the QX30 Sport. You can't get these seats in any other version of the QX30. Nice big roof panel, lots of natural light inside, and a power sunshade to dim things down. This one doesn't open. If it opened, there wouldn't be too much space for the glass to go, since it's such a small vehicle. But I can tell you it doesn't feel small on the inside. I'm 6'2". I have plenty of headroom, legroom back here. A very comfortable place to be. Memory seats for the the passenger and the driver. We have heated seats. We have a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. It's the only Infiniti to ever have a dual clutch transmission because it's Mercedes running gear. So it's basically an automated manual transmission, but it functions just like a regular automatic. But unlike having a torque converter like most automatic transmission, this employs 2 clutches like a manual transmission. But the vehicle handles the clutch engagement as 1 clutch for the even gears and 1 clutch for the odd gears, so it can pre-select the next gear for very smooth and seamless gear changes. There's the navigation, parking camera, as well as a 360-degree run view camera, automatic dimming mirror, universal garage door opener. I love the flat bottom leather steering wheel, feels nice in your hands. Nice contrast stitching, and that's the Dymanica, the premium upgraded headliner. It's almost like a suede cloth material, like an Alcantara. Looks and feels very nice. Power folding mirrors. With the Sport, you also get these aluminum pedals. Really nice touch. I love the color combination. All right, let's talk more about what makes it special as far as the Sport goes. So we have these Sport side sills right here that kind of gives it a little bit more of a stance, close to the ground look. We have a unique wheel and tire package with summer compound tires for a little bit better handling. Like on the QX30 all-wheel drive, the fender liners here, the fender trim is normally like a matte plastic material, but you can see this is a glossy painted material because this is more of a sporty vehicle. And then we can also see that the front brakes are a little bit more sporty as well. We have cross-drilled rotors, and then we have Infiniti calipers with the Infiniti lettering on them. We also have a more aggressive front fascia for a sportier look. If you look at the front end of the all-wheel drive QX30, it has more of an SUV look, a little bit more of a protruding chin, or this definitely has a little bit more of a sporty look. I love the contours. Really very contoured body. When the QX30 came out, it had some of the most dramatic body contours on any production vehicle. It costs money to add those creases and curves, but they wanted to make this look good. The only engine available in the QX30 is this 2-liter turbocharged engine, makes 208 horsepower. It's not a very big car, so 208 horsepower is plenty of power for a front-wheel drive vehicle like this, and that engine's a Mercedes engine. We can find that 2-liter engine in all sorts of Mercedes products. They use it on almost everything. It's a fantastic engine, and it's a great split between efficiency and performance. Beautiful lines on the QX30. I really love the way they styled it. And even though it's a subcompact, you know, rear seat accommodations are not too bad. I probably wouldn't want to spend a ton of time back here being 6'2", but great for smaller people or kids. Plenty of space up front for adults. Also, we have a rear end styling a little bit different for the Sport. You have the Sport rear fascia with the exhaust outlets. You kind of have these contrasting colors like this glossy black material, you know, and that contrasts nicely with the body exterior, the rest of the body exterior colors. Just little touches like that really make this a very, very nice looking vehicle. I really like the QX30 looks. I think Infiniti did a fantastic job, and I think it's a little bit more bolder, it's a little bit more curvaceous, a little bit more stylish than the Mercedes. The Mercedes tend to be a little bit more muted. It's that typical understated German styling, where this is a little bit more bolder, a little more aggressive. All right, let's just take it for a quick spin around the block, and then that will finish up our video. So give me a moment and we'll hop in and take this thing together for a little spin. All right, now we're behind the wheel of this 2017 QX30. Very comfortable interior. In fact, way back in the day, I was actually pretty close to getting a QX30 for myself and the family. They had a ridiculous lease deal for Infiniti employees. I was this close to doing it, but it was going to be my wife's car. I was going to trade in her Jeep, and she was not crazy about it. Since then, I got her a nice Infiniti FX37 to drive, so we do have an Infiniti in the family. I guess you could call it, you know, we have a little bit more of an authentic Infiniti versus one, I guess, that was also, you know, built in conjunction with Mercedes. But like I said, I'm 6'2". I'm very comfortable in the front seats, plenty of headroom, legroom. It's a very comfortable place to be. I love the feeling of this nice contoured flat bottom steering wheel. It feels wonderful. My hands just my hands just naturally go right here where they should be. I'm very comfortable. Then you have steering wheel paddle shifters, so you can take control of the 7 forward gears. There's also a drive mode selector here. You have sport mode, you have manual mode, and then you just have the regular drive mode. We'll put it in sport mode. Generally, you know, with vehicles with paddle shifters, I don't usually mess around with the paddle shifters. I like manual transmissions, but if it's got an automatic, I just let the car's engine computer figure out what gear to put it in. They're pretty good these days. They do a pretty good job selecting the gears where you can just kind of focus on driving. And you can definitely tell in sport mode, there is a difference in character for the vehicle. I can definitely feel the engine and transmission waiting to shift gears a little bit longer, letting the engine rev a little bit higher, which is preferable for performance driving. Beautiful July day. It's almost 90 degrees out, not a cloud in the sky. Wonderful day to take this little QX30 out for a spin. All right, let's see how this thing accelerates. All right, no problem at all getting up to 60 miles an hour. You can hear the tires chirping a little bit. This has a great stability and traction control system, so you can just hammer the throttle and the car will do a pretty good job limiting power, but not limiting it so much to take the fun out of driving. And it's a very quiet interior for highway cruising. The summer compound tires are slightly louder than the regular, you know, all-season tires that they put on like the QX30 all-wheel drive. When you step on the gas, the transmission kicks down very fast and puts it in the perfect gear. There's no hesitation, so if you want to pass someone or do performance driving, the car responds almost immediately to your request for more performance, more power, more acceleration. Very stable and flat in the corners. Yeah, fun to drive, but practical, fuel efficient for everyday commuting. Also, having the lift back makes it a little bit more practical as well. Being able to, you know, fold the rear seats down for more cargo space. Definitely a little bit more practical than having like a subcompact, you know, sedan like the Audi A3. They did make a wagon version of the A3, but a little more like, you know, sedan. Well, that pretty much sums up our little drive in this QX30. Hopefully you found it informative and interesting, regardless if you're interested in this particular one or just looking for information in general on the QX30. Thank you so much for taking the time today to watch this video. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. Appreciate any comments or questions. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.